On today's episode of That Was Us, we are diving into Season 4, Episode 4, Flip a Coin. Kate and Toby take baby Jack to his first music class while Beth prepares for the opening of her dance studio. In the past, Rebecca goes to Parents' Weekend at Randall's college, where she meets Beth's mom for the first time, and Kate gets a job at a record store. Hello, friends.
What's going on, Mandy Moore?
What's
Chris
going
Sullivan?
on?
Get a wide shot of our man.
Whoa,
laid
that's
up.
got to be some abs are engaged.
He's got like a Marvel Universe level boot.
It does look like Tony Stark designed it, and I can just sort of like levitate with it.
Yeah,
but I can't.
You can. Is that ice water that can flow through there? What is?
It's just air.
That's
to
air.
Create compression because so it's a partially ruptured Achilles tendon.
Partially
ruptured, which means I don't have to have surgery.
Great.
Okay. It will heal on its own. But so the tear between the Achilles, here. So when you point your foot down, it closes the gap between it, so it can heal.
Which is why you're
without a space. So you start with a 30-degree decline, right? And then over time, like 3-4 weeks, you go little until you finally get flat.
Got it.
Once you get flat, you can start weight-bearing rehab and exercise, right? So, guys, let me tell you something. This is a journey in humility.
We were wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, gang.
Because I think the last time we were together,
we talked about your
Sterling
ACL.
K. Brown was talking about what you should and should not do after a certain age on your legs. And
Was that really?
Yeah, we were talking about basketball. We were talking about
lateral movements.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the story here, but tell us about this journey that you're on.
A journey into humility.
Yeah.
My youngest son's basketball coach invited me out for like guys 40 and up who were playing basketball. I go and I was like, I play. I still play. I still have a great time. But this game was against like some high school kids who wanted to challenge the coaches. And I was like, I'm down for anything. You know what I'm saying? So I get out there. I warm myself up and everything. Chris, Mandy, your boy was cooking with Crisco. I had like 16 points. I was killing these kids.
That's how this happens.
I take a step to drive around this kid, and I go down. And it felt like somebody stomped on the back of my heel with spikes, like boom, right? And I said, "Who stepped on my foot? Who the hell stepped on my foot?" Right? And they're like, "I don't think anybody stepped on your foot." "Somebody stepped on my foot. I can feel it. Just admit it and say sorry." That's. I was just really.
Wow.
I just needed somebody to tell me that they did it.
Wow.
And I also kind of knew if nobody stepped on my foot, this is not good.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like hoping, please somebody tell me. Stepped on my foot.
Was that what that pain was?
It was like I just crumpled.
Yeah.
Crumpled. And so like I have a little bit of PTS. Like when I watch football or anything, basketball, a knee injury, because I've had the knee injury twice.
Yeah.
As soon as it happens, I'm like, And then early in the season, in the football season, I saw somebody go down without getting touched. And I was like, I knew, like instantaneously. It's like either what they call a high calf sprain or an Achilles sort of thing. But okay, things that I'm learning in this season.
Yes.
How to ask for help.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not a comfortable feeling.
Sure.
I'm used to doing all these things myself, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Taking a shower or a bath takes a long time.
That's why you smell the way you do.
That's exactly why I smell.
You have to cover the boot?
Look, there's only in the wide shot, there's only a few shorts I can wear to get over the boot. So you're going to see these unless I buy some new shorts. I'm going to buy new shorts. I never buy shorts. No, I'm going to rock these things.
We're going into fall. Let's face it. We don't need any more shorts.
But it's LA. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you're lucky wide leg pants are still kind of in.
That's just true. Asking for help, learning how to not get mad when people don't anticipate my needs. I have this feeling of like, people should know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that feeling when I'm not injured.
I hear you.
Why doesn't everybody know that I am incapable of most things?
And just offer their help.
Especially emotionally.
and just like, preemptively just sort of like do it or whatnot. And a friend of mine told me, she goes, you're getting a sense of what it's like to be pregnant to a certain extent, where you look outwardly like you should be able to do all the things that you want to be able to do, but there's a part of you that knows you can't do it all. And then there's a part of you that knows you have to ask for help, but you don't want to ask for help because it's like, I don't want to burden and all these sort of things. And I was just like, oh, wow. Do you co-sign that?
I co-sign that.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that is an interesting thing. And just being still, right? Like you cannot move as fast, and you have to take your time. And sort of learning how to take your time and seeing what the universe has in store for me in this season is something that I enter with curiosity, sometimes frustration, and then I try to remind myself that, like, this too shall pass. Yeah. And you just sort of take it one day at a time.
Wow.
That's that.
That is very profound.
Are you recognizing any attachment or panic around the idea of exercising as hard as you might normally?
No. The exercising part is fine. It is the playing. It is because I like to play. I like the flag football pickup or the basketball, or to go out there and play soccer with my kids. And I think actually, as I am on the precipice, I'll be 49 and a half. Like, by the time this episode comes out, I'll be 49 and a half. So I'm just a few months away from that half point, right? For me, because I'm going to go 3 figures. It's just the idea that I have to give things up.
Sure.
It's tough, dude.
Yeah. You mean give things up forever?
I don't know, Mandy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you have to remain open and see how things are. At least there has to be a level of caution that maybe you haven't approached
most definitely
your movement choices before.
Sure.
Yeah. That I think will be interesting to see where you land when you're healed. How long is the healing process?
So to get back to 100, it takes about 12 months. Right? I'll be in this boot for 6 to 8 weeks, and then I can start weight-bearing activity, and then it's all about the rehab.
Yeah.
And I've done this twice with this leg, and the rehab is everything. And you can tell, you posted something on your Instagram one time where you saw Sterling Brown's measurements on This Is Us, and he's like, oh, proof that Sterling Brown's not perfect. And it was my thigh circumference. And one thigh is bigger.
How long ago did I post
this?
It
was a while, but I remember looking at it. And I was like, yeah, dude, because like
one
leg.
It was in the costume department.
In the costume department.
They had.
Can you tell?
Yeah.
That leg is much smaller.
Yeah.
It's much, and so there's atrophy that even starts now. Like if you push on this, like it springs right back. If you push on that, it takes a little bit longer.
Chris is going to get over.
If you want
to, verification.
It takes a little bit longer, and this is just after about 2 weeks.
Wow, that's wild. So imagine what that's going to look like in another 8 weeks or something.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Well, thank goodness you're okay.
I'm okay.
And there's no surgery required because
no
that
surgery
feels
required. And it's the left leg. I can still drive. The right
foot.
We
were talking about that. I was like, how is he getting here today?
Right foot is totally fine. You know what I'm saying? I drove my son to San Diego this weekend for a soccer tournament. I figured out how to hang my left foot out of a bathtub to wash myself. It was very exciting.
So bath over shower right now?
Every once in a while, I have to take this off and wash my foot because it gets grody.
Yeah.
So I try to do that every few days. But besides that, there's also a big plastic thing that you pull over the top, and then you can sit in the shower in the geriatric bench. Yes. Oh, it's humbling.
It's so humbling.
Oh, gang. Sitting on the bench.
Just live into it, man.
Yeah.
And yes, it's humbling, but when you get to sit down in a shower, it's kind of great.
Oh, yeah,
Come on,
I suppose
Sterling.
so, sir.
You're like, wow, I'm sitting in the shower. Why haven't I always done this?
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Now the mic is broken.
Good. No, it's back. It's back. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. And it does mean a tremendous amount because sometimes I recognize that I exude an outward exterior of strength, right? Whether it's my body or just sort of being a positive person and wanting to focus on what's right.
Yeah.
Right? And it's nice to be checked on because maintaining that air is more difficult right now. And the truth of the matter is I'm in a place of acceptance that I am not the same person. I am the same person in here, whatnot, but like in terms of current ability to do things for self, it's different.
It's different.
And
It's not forever.
Right.
But for right now. You need help.
Yeah. So thanks for asking.
Well,
I appreciate it.
We're here to help.
I will come over and help you bathe whenever, if you need.
So before we get to the episode,
I want to put it out there.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I receive it with open arms. And it makes sense because we have a level of connection now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Sully came over to the house a few weeks ago. Him, Cassandra Freeman and her husband and child, Sully Rach, and his 2 beautiful children. And we just had like a little cute day. Went swimming, kicked it, had a great time, right? So first, like real just sort of like kick it time with Bear and Aoife. Aoife's so chill.
So chill.
This young lady can like occupy her time and just be content, right?
Yeah. In fact, she would prefer it. Just let me be.
Gotcha. So her brother, literally and figuratively, he takes up space.
Yeah.
He's the biggest 5-year-old I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. And Bear's favorite dad is any dad but me. Like, no, I mean this jokingly, but also, he meets a dad, especially a fun, playful dad.
Sure.
And it's like I'm not even I'm not even in the pool anymore.
Oh,
like Sterling and Bear,
we're like BFF.
Yes, yeah. To the point I know you're getting to, and I'll let you get to it.
Get to it.
But we were playing all kinds of swim games.
Yeah.
We were diving for stuff in the pool.
We got to a point where he at first he said he didn't feel comfortable getting launched, like thrown up in.
Oh.
But then after a second, he's like, you know what? Let's do it like, we'll start off with like baby throws, right? So me and Saul were throwing them back and forth, right? And so we would sort of take him sideways and throw him. And he would critique Sully on
yeah. Sterling, perfect. Just like that. And then I'd throw him back and he'd be like, a little higher. Not to the side. Like notes every time for me.
Oh, Dad.
And then Sterling.
Mandy, every time I throw him, he'd say, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Just like that. I can't win, which is also fine. I love it. I love that he connects.
He keeps you on your toes.
I love that he connects with.
He can swim like a fish, though. Like he can go down to the bottom of the pool. We had 10 feet on the end. He would go grab a rock off the bottom. His dad would hold his hand to make sure he could get all the way down. It's very sweet, very cool. Okay, we get out of the pool. We're about to go eat food or whatnot. And my man was in a state of undress, going from trunks to like his other stuff. And he comes up to me and he goes, uppies, right?
While he's naked?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know if this is permissible.
It is. It's a moment where you're like checking.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking around like, hey,
okay?
gang, I'm not sure. And he's like, uppies. And I was like, yeah, no clothes on. He's like, naked uppies. Right?
He goes, naked uppies.
Naked uppies. And I was like, you look like you're 9.
Yeah.
Like he's a mess.
He's so giant. Yeah.
He's 5 years old.
But he's only 5.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, bro? I ain't scared.
Naked uppies.
Like if you want to do naked uppies.
Sterling looks at me and Bear looks at me and I said, that's up to you, Sterling. I mean, I'm fine. Yeah.
So Brown picks him up, puts him on his hip. I got a cup full of cheek right here.
Yeah.
And his anatomy is just right up on here.
Yeah.
And I was like, and this is how we go.
Yeah.
And this is how we do.
Oh, did it like
It's
bring
awesome.
you back though?
It was
You're like,
fantastic.
oh man,
I
it's
love
been
babies.
so long.
Brown loves the kids, man.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
So I had to just share
Naked
that story.
uppies
Naked
forever. Oh,
Yeah.
so cute.
And what did your son say?
What did Murray say?
Omar was like, guess my dad does naked uppies with other people's kids now or something. Like he was like fully like calling you out.
It sounds right. There was a moment for everybody to adjust to. Ryan was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what can you
We're
do?
doing it.
Okay.
Okay, this episode, gang.
Let's get into the app.
Cool. 15 minutes later.
Please and thank you.
I was just saying to you guys, this next like string of episodes,
Yeah.
I still live in that fuzzy area of like, where are we? What are we doing? We're in the trailer in Bradford with Nikki and Kevin, and
Yeah.
I barely remember working with the icon that is Phylicia Rashad.
Sure.
We don't remember the directors like directing us in these episodes. Like it just is a very hazy.
We're in the full middle ground.
Full middle ground.
I remember. So we're gonna go over 404 through 406 in this sitting, right? I remember 406 because of
the golf.
I had to take lessons for that, right? And I also remember working with Miss Phylicia because she's so generous of a thespian. And generous is like, however Mama C is supposed to make you feel, she's like, I'm going to make you feel that, right? And so there's things between Randall and Mama C that were wonderful. And I was like, oh, you trying to punk a brother. Okay, I see what's going on here. But there are things like, there's in this episode in particular, and I wrote it because it's Kate's storyline. And I said, oh, and this is where we meet the douchebag. That was my note.
Yep.
Not to give anything away to everybody.
Well.
But I was like, I hate this dude so much.
Instantly.
Not the actor. The actor is great.
A great guy.
The character.
Yeah.
I can't not project into the future like as soon as I saw him.
Yeah.
His little mustache. Should we just start with that storyline? Let's just start with that storyline.
Go into it. Good.
Because it's parent day at college, right?
Yeah.
And
Sure.
you're off to go
visit Randall's school.
Randall.
It's parents' weekend.
And you've invited Kate or assumed Kate was going to come.
No,
and
she wants to stay home and like she's eating ice cream in her pajamas.
and
Not
so
interested.
She's got a day planned for herself.
She was going to go to the record store to buy some CDs, I guess, that they lost in the fire.
Yeah.
And that is where she's looking for Nirvana, and that's where she meets Mark,
Right.
who's like the manager, I guess, of the store.
Something like that.
A young man who's the manager of the record store, and he ends up offering her a job after they sort of have like a conversation about music. And
it turns out she knows about music, and he's sort of impressed by her knowledge, and there's a little bit of a flirtation, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gives her a job, and she's feel pretty cool about herself, and that's cool. And what's my man's name?
His name is Mark, but his name is Austin, the actor.
He's a good-ass actor.
He's great.
Because he was also on Euphoria at the time, playing a very different character.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so he got a chance to come onto our show and show a different color. And
we should get him on.
Well done.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's Austin Abrams, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. He was very
really lovely guy.
And so that's the whole of that storyline is that she tells you that she got a job later.
Yeah, when I come back from the weekend.
When you come back from the weekend.
Yeah, that day.
So you go to visit Randall back in the day, and you're talking to him about everything that's going on in life, etc. You also, is this the episode where you tell Kate at the beginning, we need to get out of here, or is that the next episode?
It's this episode, but it's the end.
It's the end of this
basically,
episode.
when she tells me that she picked up some music for me at the record store, which was very sweet. She got me a Carole King record.
Right.
Nice of her to think of Mom.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of jogs this idea, I'm sure also not coincidentally, like her conversation with Carol, with Mama C at Parents' Weekend. Like, I think all of that sort of spurned on this idea of like, it is time to sort of start thinking about this next chapter. Yeah. I think she looks at Carol, who has her work. She just has purpose. And I think Rebecca sort of confides in her. Like, I feel like at any moment someone looks at me the wrong way and I could just break. And I think she admires the strength that Carol sort of projects. Yeah. And anyway, I think this just gets her thinking, there's no one's going to give me like a guidebook on like what my next step should be. Yeah. Like I can't wait for like a sign. I think I just have to like, make the effort myself. And so she comes home and tells Kate basically like, I think it's time for us to get a real house. Like this apartment has done its job, but like it's time for us to be thinking about our future.
There's also a nice little directorial moment where the dancing, there's a cut to you and Milo dancing as you're listening to the Carole King song, and then you invite her to dance.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need joy. We need light.
Yeah. Like that idea of life is going to go on. I mean, we talk about it and I believe the next episode sort of, Rebecca makes reference of like, we need to be able to have moments of joy and talking about Jack and talking about that period of our life and not just feeling sad about it. Yeah. I think this is like the precursor to that and just the first initial baby step into like, we're allowed to move on and not feel like any sort of guilt around it.
Yeah.
He would want this for us.
For sure.
But it's a really beautiful storyline and a nice like point of connection for Rebecca and Kate. I feel like there's never enough of that for them. And I love when there's like just those sweet, just a sweet little pop between the two of them. Yeah.
We'll be right back with more That Was Us.
Fall always feels like a reset. School's back in session, work's in full swing, but I still want to make time for the little getaways. I am so excited to figure out some fun getaway, maybe apple picking, some sort of cozy little cabin with the kids. Like, right now it's all about making those memories, and sometimes traveling can be very stressful with the family, but it's always worth it. My kids talk about the trips that we take forever.
You're making memories.
You're making memories, and it's so worth it.
Yeah. You know, when I travel, I love booking a stay on Airbnb. It feels personal. You get space to spread out, cook meals together, and just really settle in.
And while you're away, your home could be working for you too. You can host your home on Airbnb and let someone else enjoy it while you're gone.
It could be a couple in town for the weekend or family visiting nearby. People are looking for places just like yours.
Just like yours, Mandy. That way, it's not just a trip for you. It's a win-win. Your home might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host. You know, with the holidays coming up, I've already started thinking about meal planning and what I want stocked in my freezer. Having good food on hand makes all the difference, especially when it comes to family dinners or those last-minute gatherings.
That is why I love Omaha Steaks.
Omaha!
My last order was a wide variety, a cornucopia
I like that.
of protein.
Plethora.
All different kinds of steaks, pork chops, sausages, burger patties, chicken cutlets.
All the things.
All the things. Because if I'm going to get my protein, I gotta there's got to be variety.
Your portfolio, baby.
Gotta be variety.
Honestly, it's the kind of quality that you would expect at a steakhouse, but right at home.
Yeah.
Plus, I got some burgers and comfort meals in my freezer, which makes weeknight dinners effortless.
Yeah.
Omaha Steaks has been America's original butcher since 1917, and now is the perfect time to stock up because Omaha Steaks' early Black Friday sale is here.
Come on now. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. The early Black Friday sale is the perfect time to shop for the best deals. Plus, orders placed by 6 p.m. Eastern ship same day.
Save big with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their early Black Friday sale.
And for an extra $35 off, use promo code TWU at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's 50% off omahasteaks.com with promo code TWU at checkout.
The moment, that leads up to all that of you guys sitting down in the lunchroom, that Randall keeps looking over at Beth,
Not
obviously.
paying Mom any attention.
Yeah, and Mom catches on real quick, and they join them to sit down, and there's all kinds of like great character relationship stuff going on between Randall and Beth. There, he inexplicably until later takes a lemon and puts it on her tray. And she notices that, and then they have to get to class, and you two sit to talk, right?
Yeah.
And I remember watching this episode and being like, this is kind of an iconic moment between Phylicia Rashad, who is America's mom,
Right. Yeah.
and what, by my estimation, and it might just be because I was on the show, but tell me if I'm wrong here, but like the landscape of television changed while we were making this show.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
In what way? In what way do you mean?
In the way that television is consumed, in the way that it is produced, in the way that stories get told, and literally probably around this episode, like is I mean, this is when I started to realize, like, oh, it doesn't matter if we do 100 episodes. There's not going to be any syndication of this show.
Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore.
Like, this is not the Cosby Show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
That's
interesting.
It would have been 10 years earlier.
Sure.
So what we have is, by my estimation, Felicia being America's mom. There's no other kind of television mom who was like that present in everyone's world.
Yep.
And the last great television mom.
It's Rebecca Pearson, hands down.
Aw.
No, like
That's really
it's
cool.
true.
Because unless something radical, I mean, we were one of the last long-running, dramatic, hour-long family dramas
on network, yeah.
on network.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, seeing you two sit together, it like hit me. I'm like, wow, there they are. The two both moms.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Talking about their loss and how they process it.
That is quite some company to be in, but yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
It did make me ask this one question when you were talking. She was talking about, like, how do you pull? You found out that her husband had passed away too, because you'd been talking about Jack and what have you. And she's like, my husband passed away too. And like, how do you get through it and whatnot? You're like, I have this job and these kids that I care about, and just sort of like purpose that funnels through that or what have you. And the question that I had for the first time ever, what do you do? Do you have a...
No. She never had a job.
How did we move into another house after?
I'm guessing insurance money. Like life insurance and insurance from that home burning down.
Life insurance and geez. Home
And
insurance,
do you ever, like, do you ever have a job?
Yes, I think she does later. I'm trying to remember exactly. The last few years have been a blur. But yes, I believe she does get a job after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
professional
okay.
baddie?
A professional.
She could do it.
Just a pro mom. I mean, really, she had to keep the ship
I hear you.
righted for the kids after.
And if it's like what happened with my pops, what I remember is I got Social Security up until I was 21. So like all three kids would probably get Social Security up until 21. And then like you would get it up until they were 18 or something like that.
Sure.
Right? But like my mom would just use like this to pay the bills. Because that's how we just pay the bills like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the house they move into in this episode after this is lovely, but it wasn't what they had.
Sure. Right.
But also she didn't need that anymore.
Right.
She didn't have 3 kids at home.
Nope.
And so I just think it's like you just manage your expectations a little bit. But yeah, she didn't get a job until later, till after this.
I got you.
It's interesting to talk about purpose, right? And the way that like purpose is the most important thing by my estimation in people's life.
Yeah, it's the driver of all things.
You can identify your passions in life and they will guide you to your purpose if you're paying attention.
Sure.
And you should obey your purpose above all else.
Yeah.
I remember reading a book early on in Rachel and I's courtship that was about kind of healthy relationship. And it's like, I mean, even above your romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Like, because if you are not obeying your purpose, then you become untethered and inauthentic in a way.
Sure.
Right? And it doesn't mean that your purpose is not to be, an actor.
Right.
Like there's what is there in acting that is your purpose, whether it's to connect or to heal or to be a storyteller.
Yeah.
Because there's 1,000 ways you can be a storyteller.
Absolutely.
If that is your purpose.
Right.
And acting is one way that you can do that,
Yes.
or
Sure.
writing songs or whatever it is. But I think it's so fascinating to watch these two moms talk about
The power of purpose.
right,
and,
the power of purpose, and how she has always held on, Mama C, has always held on to hers in a way that was almost a little detrimental, like a little too tight in the ignorance of Beth or her child's mourning or whatever, but to have triplets and to be like, well, this is it, like this is my purpose to keep them alive at first, and then safe and all these things, and now they're all growing up and gone, and now what do we do? How do we figure out
what the next chapter is, what the next bit of her purpose is?
For sure. So what do you say we talk about music class?
Let's talk about music class. So it's a great kind of the opposites, right? The photo negative of Rebecca, who is kind of at the end of her parental journey as far as all of her children being out and growing and establishing themselves as in the adult world one way or another. And then you've got Kate and Toby, who are brand new,
just starting,
could not have more challenges in front of them, and they are off to a music class,
right,
with baby Jack, with his visual impairment.
That's correct.
And it is stressful. And there's now a minivan. We've cast a minivan.
Yep.
Casting department got them a minivan.
Right on.
My first minivan. And there's all the gear, and there's the stuffies and the bottles and the snacks and the strollers and the things and the blah.
Yeah.
And off they go. But the tensions are now like, even if things are being taken care of, and it's been established, that Kate and Toby, who maybe don't do so well personally or as a couple with stress,
having a child was such a great idea.
Are now
not stressful at all.
Yeah.
And they're off to something as simple as a music class, which even with a child without visual impairment can be a challenging endeavor.
You guys go to this class. You're a little bit late because you forget what's the plushie? The monkey, right? So there's a little bit of argument over like, how could you forget Monkey? You're like, things happen. We could have gone with Monkey 2. No, Monkey 2 is not the same thing. Yeah. Or Other Monkey, I think is what we call him. Finally get to the class. You're a little bit behind. Everybody's there. The teacher comes in and just starts playing. Hey, we got somebody new in the class.
Yeah.
Just gets right up in his face and is playing as sweet as can be. Baby just cries, freaking out. And she's like, sorry, you just startled him. He's blind. And she feels like crap.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
Parents should have given her a heads up on that one.
When you signed the kid up for class.
First of all, nobody wants a ukulele that close to their face, let alone a blind infant.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
It was a lot.
Yeah, a lot going on. And also, talk to me a little bit for you guys, because we've all had to live with kids on stage. There's no faking it when the baby is crying. Like, it's just like, and even when the baby's supposed to be crying for the scene, it's just like, I hate that the baby is crying.
Yeah, it's stressful for everyone.
And so they head out from the music music class, and I think we get, if I like, their real first fight.
It's a good fight, because you bring up like
the tone is different. Like they've had disagreements in the past.
Yeah.
But this car ride is like, okay. No. Yeah. Like, the shift.
Yeah.
Where it's you go from disagreement to fighting.
Yes.
Yeah. There's an argument over, I said it was an argument over too much stimuli. You were like, why would you not tell them? And she's like, well, it says like accepts kids of all abilities and everything. And you understand that it's coming from a place of like, I want them to be able to do
anything and everything that every other kid does. Absolutely.
Go. Yeah. It comes from that place. And it's like, where I am right now with this foot is like, I can do lots of things. And then certain things just take more time, and they'll have to wait a little bit longer for me to do those things. But there are things that you have to accept.
There's a reality, and we get into it in the upcoming episodes too, where it's like a father or a parent can't just decide that their kid is going to be normal, or accepted, or they're going to get to do things the way
whatever that definition
they want them,
is.
whatever the definition is.
Yeah.
And everything has to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
And they end up going to the beach.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It ends on a sweet note.
Yeah. And that was a nice day. We were down in Long Beach, and we took that little cutie down to the water.
For a little dip.
We got to dip his little toes in the water.
Yeah. No ice cubes.
No ice cubes.
Just joy.
But yeah, you could see, like, this is where, when we talked to Blake Stadnick earlier, he was talking about there was maybe a storyline of Jack being a surfer.
Right.
Remember? And this was the initial, like,
maybe
him connected to the ocean.
We should ask Julia about that, actually.
Yes.
We chat with her later if that was
because I definitely
a nod to that.
remember somebody saying to me at some point that you and Jack might serve together. And I'm like,
The two of them?
okay, no.
Toby.
Me and him. I'm like, okay. Okay.
Guess
all right.
I'll have to learn
No, thank you.
that.
Yeah. I guess maybe he doesn't surf.
That is the beautiful thing about this profession, though, is because it's like, oh, so you're gonna surf in the next episode, and you're like,
I am.
all right.
I am?
So you call or
Yeah.
you do whatever you have to back channels. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I got to learn how to surf.
How to make me surf? Hello, how to make me surf?
Let's talk about Kev and Nikki.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We start off there going to an AA meeting.
Yeah. This odd couple.
And they find out Kev is just found out some news that they're canceling the Manny.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of feelings around it.
He has a lot.
Unexpectedly.
More than I think he expected
Exactly.
to have. About it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They go to the meeting, right?
Yep.
And they realize that they're 5 hours early or something like
Something
that.
like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there's no meeting at that time.
Yeah.
And they run into Cassidy.
Cassidy
who's
pops in.
very upset that there's like she's clearly in need of a meeting
Her
at that
husband
moment.
and
And
they're still talking about divorce.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so Kevin's like, well, let's go kill some time.
And she's like, I'm an actor. This is what I do for a living. Which is, unless you have this job, is way funnier to me than probably most of the people watching the show.
Yeah. I can't remember the famous actor who said it, but it was like, they don't pay me to act. They pay me to sit around and wait.
There's that, but
There's a lot of hours
There's
waiting.
also
Yeah.
just time between jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Like you may get a nice chunk of change for a gig, but you don't know when the next gig is gonna come.
Yeah.
sure.
So half of it is just like sort of filling your time with things that keep you occupied, right? So
Give
they
you
go
purpose.
camper shop. What'd you
What was
say?
it?
I said give you purpose.
Yes.
Something that
Give
gives
you
you purpose in
purpose, right?
between.
Yeah. Something fulfilling.
They go camper shopping.
Yeah.
Because Kevin mentioned at the top of the episode, like maybe you get a new one. Maybe let me fix it up or something.
It's
It's
like, I got all this Hollywood douchebag money.
that's right.
Yeah.
Let me do something nice with it.
God bless this guy. I love Kevin Pearsons so much. So they're shopping for the camper. They wound up, he's talking about the Manny again. He has a flashback where the baby won't stop crying.
Probably because there was ice.
There's
in
lots
sock.
of little flashbacks woven into his storyline.
Yes.
Like with him and Kate specifically at the filming of the pilot for the
Yeah.
Manny, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a lot that sort of is heavily weighted on this chapter of his life and what it signified, right?
Yeah.
He tells Kate more or
Right.
less like, I started acting after Dad died.
Right.
Essentially, like this was a choice that and getting this pilot and subsequently everything it brought into my world like changed everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Changed everything moving forward. Changed
Yeah.
his personal relationships, his financial relationship, like everything. So I think
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's just a lot that this sort of like unexpectedly brings up for him.
He even says in that flashback, you're right, Manny, when he's talking to his sister, he's like, I don't even know if I like this.
Yeah, this was just something I did.
Which I've had these moments.
Really? How
These
do you-
check-ins. Well, these check-ins.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you can get on autopilot.
Yeah.
You're like, well, this is what I do.
Right.
And then I just, so that's what I keep doing.
Yeah.
And there was a big upheaval in our acting group of friends back in New York because a friend of mine had this moment where he was doing an off-Broadway play and he was like, had this moment with an older actor who could barely pay his rent and he'd won a Tony, but he was doing this thing and he, you know, blah, blah, and he had this moment of like, do I want to keep doing this? And his answer was no. And he applied to a bunch of colleges because he never went to college. He went straight from high school into acting.
Yeah.
And ended up getting into Stanford and going on a full ride
Get out
because
of here.
for the last 2 years he'd been an actor in New York and below the poverty level
Yeah.
by paycheck.
Totally.
And so they paid for everything.
Need-based.
And it caused all of our friends to be like, wait, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What is this path? Like, how? Okay. And the answer was yes. Like the answer is yes, this is what I want to do. And this is, but it's a valuable pursuit.
Yes.
Thought process.
To ask yourself that question.
To be like, am I doing this because,
It's all I've ever known.
yeah.
Right.
Or it's because I want to do. It's the same thing with beliefs. You know, people,
Sure.
do I believe this because I believe it?
Right.
Or because that's the way I was raised?
Totally.
Yeah.
Or it was what I was given, or what I was
Absolutely.
handed. Or,
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting thought moment
Yeah,
in the
man.
show.
Yeah. I mean, because he even said, she asks him, do you want this pilot to go or not? He's like, no.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
and then like back to work, right?
Yeah.
And what happened? Okay, so it sort of interweaves back and forth with the present day thing, because they get to. He's talking to Cassidy about the state of her marriage and, having been in war and how difficult things must be. And she kind of says, like, don't try to relate to me, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You got thought on that one?
They're in the dealer's office, right? Because even though Uncle Nicky said, I don't want your money. I don't want your trailer.
he still wants to buy him one anyway.
He's like, all right, I'm going to buy one anyway.
Sure.
And so they're in the store.
That's right.
Store?
The store.
They're in the store.
In the store.
They're looking for an recreational vehicle. And they're having this conversation, all while he's being, everywhere they turn on this day that the Manny's being canceled. Somebody's like, the Manny, I love it. Can I get a photo? Can you talk to my wife? Can I? Yeah.
Gina, the dealer's wife comes in. She's like, oh my God, it's you. And he's like, hey, Justin's sort of like, his dealing with fame, the way he has Kevin deal with fame, like, it's perfect.
It is perfect.
It's perfect. And I'm going to tell you why it's perfect. Yeah. And this is the most sweet and delightful thing. People come and they see you and they're caught off guard. And they make a face that that they rarely make in life. And it's a face of just like shock and awe and wonder and like, this is an opportunity. And he just smiles. He's like, hey. Right? Just like he sees the look.
Yeah.
Let's skip past the awkwardness.
Yeah.
It's
he
you.
just meets them right there.
It is me.
Them right there.
Yeah.
We should get a photo.
Yeah.
Like.
And you see, look, another thing, people fumble with their phone all the time. Yeah. That I'm not used to this. Like, you know what? Hey, look at this. Long arms.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
He is. Yep. It's like he's made for it.
It's like he's made for it.
Yeah.
And then Cassidy sees you like, you have a really weird life.
Yeah.
Right? And it's funny because it's only when my friends of mine who aren't in the business, when we're out and an interaction like that happens to me, they'll be like, how do you do that? And you just go like, you just do it.
Yeah.
It's just part of your life. And it's not even, it doesn't occur as much of an inconvenience to me as it does to my friends.
Right.
My friends will be like, dude,
that's so weird.
That's like, do you feel me on this? Is that something anybody's clocked?
Sure, sometimes.
You've been doing this since you were 12. So
well, I know, but sometimes, yeah. I feel like it is more of an inconvenience sometimes for people around me that aren't necessarily used to that. Like my husband, like they get it. My children are a little confused by it, which is strange.
Sure.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm like, I don't. They're like, why was that man talking to you? Or I don't really know how to answer that.
Yeah.
You don't?
No.
What have you come up with so far?
I was like, oh, it's just a friend of mine, or I just like try to brush it off and like.
Mommy's the shit.
Do you? Hold on. Hold on.
How should I?
Bear asked me the same question, and I'd tell Bear, your dad's medium famous.
Oh, that's right. Medium famous. How has he accepted that?
He doesn't know what it means.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm like, when I go off do my acting, some people watch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gus just like, there's no computing what I do. He knows what dad does.
He knows what dad does.
That's tangible.
He's seen
like,
him on concert.
And he does, Gus does the guitar solos. Like he's very excited about that.
Yeah.
But like me, there's when he knows that I go to work, it is just an enigma. Like he has no clue what I do.
Have you ever played like Tangled or Cali or any of the stuff for him?
Doesn't understand. I was like, doesn't that sound like mom? He's like, kind of. Which is fine.
Yeah.
Still got hope with Lou. Maybe she'll care.
My kid, it's one of the most grounding things though. Because every once in a while you're like, oh man, I got a billboard here. I got a billboard there.
That's me.
I'm like, it's pretty cool. And then my kids go by and I say, hey guys, look at dad. Dad's on the billboard. And they're like, we've seen it.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on.
I think it's cool.
It's what it's supposed to be.
You should find a board near your house and just for one of their birthdays, just put them up on a billboard.
Look who has a billboard.
That's not a bad idea.
Hey, you guys, look at that. You're up on a billboard.
That's a really cool idea.
That's really good, Sullivan.
More That Was Us after this short break.
Gang, here's the truth. I'm picky about the basics, right? Socks, tees, underwear. The stuff you wear every day needs to be good. And that's why I love Bombas.
I'm telling you guys, Bombas was probably the first premier sock that I ever encountered in my grown-up life. And I've been wearing them for years.
Yeah.
Long before.
Same. They were a sponsor on the podcast long before.
Let them know.
Listen, we're OG Bombas lovers. All right. I wear them. Rachel wears them. All of our children are running around in Bombas.
Yeah.
We're a Bombas crew.
When they have on anything at all.
And Bombas isn't just for your feet. They have underwear and tees, too, all made from premium materials like merino wool and Supima cotton. Plus, for every single item that you buy, they donate one to someone experiencing homelessness.
Yeah.
So over 150 million items have been donated already.
And if you haven't heard, Bombas is now shipping internationally to over 200 countries. So for our friends overseas, you can enjoy the softest materials on basics this season and beyond.
Gang, head over to bombas.com and use code TWU for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code TWU at checkout. Bombas.com and use code TWU.
Fall always makes me want to hit reset on my wardrobe. Cooler days, fresh starts, and pieces that feel as good as they look. That's exactly what Quince is for, making it easy to look polished and stay comfortable and save big without giving up on quality.
Totally. Quince is basically the shortcut to fall staples. 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters that start at just $50. Washable silk tops, denim that actually fits. It's designer-level style without the designer price tag.
Fall is back, and I bought a bunch of their outerwear pieces last fall that I cannot wait to dig out of the closet. Do not sleep on their outerwear. They got these wool coats. They look like something out of a boutique on Fifth Avenue, people. But they cost a fraction.
Where you wear your coat, bro?
The fall collection that I have one of their pea coats. I have a leather jacket, and I bought a bunch of these kind of mid-weight shackets.
A shacket? A shirt jacket?
A shirt jacket.
I love a jacket.
Shackets.
Okay.
That I cannot wait to layer up. It is layering season, and Quince helps me get layered, y'all.
I love that.
What I also love is how Quince keeps prices low. They partner directly with ethical, top-tier factories, so there's no middlemen. So you're paying for real quality that lasts. And it's not just clothes. I mean, you guys, sheets, towels. We were telling Sterling this. I mean, you're not going to find better linen sheets anywhere.
I believe
I'm
you.
Mark my words.
My Quince wedding band right now and my Quince gold chain.
Look at you.
I'm a Quince prince. Keep it classic and cozy this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince.
Go to quince.com/TWU for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
That's QUINCE.com/TWU
to get free shipping and 365-day returns.
Quince.com/TWU.
Where were we? We're doing Kev and...
Well, Nikki tells them
yes.
why, what his trailer was sort of originally for.
That's
when they're on their way back from the dealership.
Yes.
Yeah.
He sort of regales them with this story of this woman, Sally, who sounds like the unrequited love of his life.
Yes.
And that he, before the war, before the draft, they were dating each other. They had plans to sort of drive cross country, and that's what he got the trailer for.
That's right.
So he buys this trailer. He goes to her house. And he tells them she wasn't home.
I knocked. She wasn't home.
And Kevin was like, okay, did you wait a little bit? And he was like, no. He kind of just took it as a sign of it wasn't meant to be.
It's like, what the?
He's a strange bird.
Yeah.
That Nikki Pearson.
You could have maybe
self-sabotage.
Try it again.
Seems right though.
It does.
He's like, oh, well, I guess she's not home.
Yeah.
Off he drives with his trailer and parks it on is this even his land?
Yeah.
Whose land is this? It feels like if you turn the camera around, he's under a freeway overpass or something.
Totally.
So you just parked it here in the bushes and hope no one would notice?
Yeah, no one tells you to move.
So that is a good story because that sets up things that are hither to come, right?
Yeah.
They get to the meeting, and basically all I wrote in this particular moment, if anybody remembers anything else, Cassidy tries to apologize for making her Manny crack or whatnot, and they have a point of connection. Even though I don't understand what it's like to be in war or what have you, I do understand what divorce is and wanting things to work out in
Yeah.
that relationship.
Yeah.
And he asked her, like, do you want to stay married or do you not want to? And she's like, I want to. And he's like, well, let's get your husband back, right? He's offering to be a wingman. Like, I'm going to see what I can do to make that come through
All
for you.
to bring this full circle,
Yeah.
being of service. He's
that's right.
continuing to be of service
Yes.
for someone else outside
He's
of
doing
himself.
his best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
very
himself
sweet.
busy.
And this all ends with him sort of talking about the Manny and what worked about the Manny and what ultimately like helped the baby stop crying and the show's sort of work was that it wasn't a joke to him.
Yeah.
There was like a deep sense of sincerity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I feel like you could say the same thing about Kevin, just in general,
totally.
right?
Totally.
Like you may think you know who this guy is. He's painted a very fully realized picture of himself. He's handsome and funny and talented and all the things, but like underneath it all is a deep well of wisdom
Yeah, for sure.
and a whole lot of sincerity.
Totally. Yeah, I wrote like he became a real person in that. The Manny became a real person, like for Kevin and for, and the
audience,
character,
yeah.
the audience.
And then one more level out for Justin.
Yeah.
Like Justin is the same.
Yeah, very much.
And there's a line that I quoted, goes, oh, okay, we go with sweet instead of funny, which is
Yeah.
Oh, the showrunner?
the
Yeah.
showrunner
I liked
makes
that.
that little comment, right?
And then Kevin, this storyline ends with him buying a trailer
Totally.
for himself
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, for me.
and parking it right next
Yeah.
to Nikki's.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're going to be
He's gonna keep an eye
neighbors.
on
They're going to be buddies for a while,
Gonna keep an eye
which is
on
very
it.
sweet.
I love it.
Okay. Then there's Beth. And Beth is about to open her dance studio.
Yes.
Very excited, very nervous. And not used to seeing Beth be sort of nervous. Part of the reason that we think that she may be having some nerves is because her mom is coming up to bear witness to the opening of the studio as well.
Yeah.
And she admits that, mom gets me a little bit off center. He's like, well, I got her.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, from what we've seen of Mama C, she gets a lot of people off center.
She's intimidating.
She's an
intimidating.
intimidating
She's a force,
figure.
yeah.
she is so wonderful, by the way. Her play, Purpose, just won the Tony for Best New Play on Broadway. And we have some friends who are in the show, and she was the director. Wonderful show. If you get a chance to check it out. Started in Steppenwolf. It's on Broadway now. Anyway, that's just my plug for that. Dance studio, Mama C is coming. Enter Deja, and she's asking if she can hang out with friends. Randall joyfully teases her, would one of these friends be a young man named Malik? And she's like, well, he did ask me, but it's a whole group of people. We're all hanging out together. And she's like, well, he's okay. You're okay? And Beth's like, we got to meet him first. I'm like, yeah, that's what I said.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's the answering at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, we have to meet him first.
Yeah, we got to meet him first, right? So we see Mama C, and she's just giving grief, like from jump. Like the looks that she just cut you to the core, right? And Randall's just trying to like take the pressure off of his wife. Like maybe we give her some grace today.
Right.
She's got a lot on her mind. Let's be cool. Are you telling me how to talk to my daughter? Never do that.
This is another dynamic of these, Toby trying to marry Kate and navigate her relationship with Kevin, or when you're trying to become someone's new person,
Sure.
Yeah.
and their old person is still very present in their life,
man.
which cannot be ignored and negated.
No.
But there has to be some new territory. The states, the lines have to be redrawn.
Sure, the maps have to be redrawn. That is true.
Yeah.
They go inside of the dance studio and something
Is putrid.
Awful.
Yeah.
Just
Stinks.
awful.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to play that and like to look at everybody's faces as we were all taking in the smell. Turns out we think that there's like a family or possibly.
Stop saying family.
Yeah, that was so
It was-
funny.
Maybe even a family of dead rats. Stop saying family. Yeah.
That whole thing. That guy was great.
He was great.
We had so much fun on that whole thing. And in the midst of everybody trying to discover what the smell is inside, Malik comes, right? And again, I don't know how you guys feel about this. And Mandy, you probably got a chance to do it the most. I love young actors. And I don't know what it is that I just so much enjoy about them. Like there is a newness and sort of like authenticity that like sometimes over time you can sort of learn tricks. Sure. And so the tricks sort of give you a level of polish or whatnot, but sort of you're like maybe slightly above it and not just in the pocket.
Yeah.
But when you meet a good young actor, whether it's lyric or Santi or whatnot, and they're just in the pocket, it's real. It's such a wonderful
it's joyful.
Play.
Yeah. There's nothing jaded.
You know what I'm saying?
Or too polished or precious about anything. Yeah.
So cool.
Yes.
So the young man, he's like, he comes in and
same way Felicia feels about working with you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That would be very sweet.
Just in control. Just tugging you around.
But we're having a conversation and he's like, I got this, right? And he's making a wonderful impression. Like very good, strong handshake. Looks him in the eye, you know, talks about what he's doing in school, etc. And he goes, listen, my wife and I have our reservations. Like, we're new here. Deja's new here. You're a young man who's a couple of years older. But the first impression you made was a good one.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you coming down to say hello, right? He goes, I get it, man. Look, if my daughter was to bring some dude home, like, I don't know what I would do. And I'm like, tell me about it. He's like, no, for real. The other day, my daughter made this look.
She had this little flirty look.
You know, I was like, who you think? And he's like, yo, bro, when you talk about your daughter, like,
is this theoretical?
like a metaphor?
One day.
Like a metaphor?
And then the air goes out. He's like, oh, I thought she told you. No, I have a daughter.
She's 6 months old.
She's 6 months old. And and listen, the look that Randall made is probably the same look that Brown would make in that situation. Like, yo, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and you could see Days just be like, oh man, I probably should have said something first. And then Beth caps it.
Yeah.
It's not a family of possums, baby. It's just one possum.
When they give her buttons, she's so good.
She's the best. She's the best button ever.
Yeah, she's like 50 yards away.
It's not a family of possums. It's just one.
It's the smile.
Of the celebration of okay.
Total joy.
With gas.
And
we could do this.
As an actor, you know that they've set up a camera and they've pointed it at that doorway. And Susan Kelechi Watson is just standing off screen and she's going to do it 3 times in a row.
Right. Yeah.
She's going to jump out and say it and then hop back and then jump out and say it again. And the joy on her face, she's like a Muppet, like popping out of a window.
Totally.
Like a laugh-in character.
I was about to say laugh-in. I was about to say the same thing. Great button. So then we go, Beth and Randall are talking, and it's like, no, we got to put an end to this, right? That's basically where they've reached is like we can't be hanging out with a boy who's older and has a kid. That's not right? And then Mama C is like, well, you can't bring people here today. Right? Like the place is still stinking. The guy says it's still going to take a couple of weeks to get the smell out. Yeah. You can't go through the wall. You'd have to go through the wall and now jack it up, right? Beth is sad. She's like, oh, dude, I got people coming, you know? And Randall's like, you know what? We'll figure it out. Mama C looks at him and is like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
you don't understand how things. Let's reschedule for another week.
He says, we are going to figure it out.
Says we are. And like he puts his big boy pants on.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, my wife said she wants to do something. So we're going to make that thing happen.
You said stand down.
Like back up. And then also, because he needed to, he's like, listen, I apologize for the tone.
It was great.
Yeah. But the message.
Immediate apology.
Yeah.
The content stands.
Right? So basically, what you see is they decide to move it outside.
Right.
They start taking everything from inside, outside, decorating the parking lot and everything. And it looks like this may work out, right?
It's legit.
All the folks are here. Beth is greeting them. She says, I'm going to give you guys a little routine dance.
Demo. It was so cute.
So cute.
Real good.
I was like, I would take dance lessons from her.
Yeah. I love Sue. Doing the little dress.
It was so.
And the smile. Like it's the smile at the same time. It makes you so joyful. So Mama C and Randall have a moment. You know, like, look, I know you never liked me and I'm sorry about this, but I'm glad things are working out. She's like, you're wrong. Like I had a bad first impression in terms of just what she said, like, this is a family in grieving. This is what she said in the episode to her daughter.
Right.
Before. Yeah. She's like, listen, it's probably best that things don't work out between the two.
This family is broken.
This family is broken.
And you need strength.
This is this episode.
Yeah, this is this episode.
This is all same episode.
Yeah.
So let me go back to that storyline too, because this family is broken. They're still in the midst of grieving. We've moved on. You got to let him move on, etc. Bethany, in the past, goes to Randall's dorm room and says, "You brought me a lemon. Why'd you do that?" She said, "Well, when we went out on the date, I had a Coke with lemon, and I saw you had the Coke, but you didn't have a lemon, so I figured you needed it." She walks over to him and kisses my man sweetly on the lips.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm not Niles Fitch, but if I were Niles Fitch, that would be one of the greatest days of my life.
Yeah.
Because a woman who's about 4 or 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
Well,
It's obligated to kiss you. It's scripted.
It's in the script.
According to the look on his face, it was.
Yeah, it was the greatest.
I felt that fully.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And also, nothing sends a daughter straight to a boy's dorm room quicker than a mom saying,
"Leave him alone."
You should leave him.
Probably, you're right. Don't see that man.
Okay.
And here I go.
Yeah.
I said this episode really is about the power of little decisions. So those little things, right?
Yeah.
If Randall hadn't gotten her the lemon, maybe she would have left him alone.
Right.
Maybe she would have not come back and given him that kiss, and that just opened that door completely.
Yeah.
If Kate had come with mom to parents' weekend and didn't get the job, that maybe would have ended a little bit better. We'll get into that storyline a little bit more. But it's just the power of these little tiny micro decisions,
services
that we make in life, and what it sort of leads us to. That I feel like is across the board. It's Kevin helping Cassidy figure out her marriage and like win her husband back. It's, do you know what I mean? It's Kevin buying this trailer and moving next to Uncle Nicky and living in Bradford for the foreseeable future. It's all these little, having that conversation with Carol that like kind of pushed Rebecca to come home and say like, okay, we got to move.
Sure.
We need to start this next season of our life.
A new chapter.
So I'm interested to maybe talk to Julia and see like, Julia who? Julia who is the writer of this episode?
What's Julia? It's
Brownell.
Brownell. How do you pronounce
Julia
Julia's last name?
Brownell.
Brownell? Okay, I hope
I just call her Jules.
Jules.
We're on a first syllable basis.
Jules B.
Yeah.
Like she's a
But I'm
VJ.
curious like what their thinking was with this particular episode and what goes into the writer's room brainstorm for these sorts of things and like plotting out the season. And,
Let's talk to her.
Let's do it. Thoroughly entertaining. We'll be right back with Julia Brownell after these messages. We'll be right back.
Hi!
Oh,
we can hear you.
Yeah.
You guys.
Good to see you too.
It's good to see you too. How the hell are you, Jules?
I'm great. I saw you looking so handsome at the Emmys with your cast, though.
Thank you very much.
You know I'm familiar with injuries.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I do. So wait, Jules is a marathoner. And I remember when we were doing the show, I was like, I average like around an 8-minute mile or something like that. I do all right. And I was like, what do you run, Jules? And she's like, I'm around a 7:20. And I'm like,
jeez.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I take it back.
Is that a sports injury, Sterling, or a life injury?
You know it's a sports
They're
injury.
the same.
Yeah.
They're
One
the
and
same.
same.
Sports is my life.
Because yeah.
In our mind, we're still in our 20s, but our bodies don't think that.
Tell me about
I was saying to Mandy before Sterling got here that if I looked in the mirror every morning and saw Sterling K. Brown, I would think that I could do anything too.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's true.
Very sweet. Very sweet.
I would be out leaping through the air,
There you go.
jumping for joy. I'm going to do a proper intro.
Do a proper
I'm going to
intro.
do ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to Julia Brownell, one of the writers from This Is Us. She is originally from, what if I did it like, she's originally from New Jersey. Today, she is a marathon runner, a mom of two, and a writer, producer, and playwright. She is a 2-time Emmy-nominated writer and was a writer, co-executive producer on This Is Us. She has been a writer-producer on other shows, including Parenthood, Hung, Smash, The Path, and many more. And she is here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Hi.
Hey.
You look so
good
well.
to see you.
Where in the world are you?
Well, so we moved yesterday. I live in Silver Lake, but we moved into a rental because we're renovating, which I hear is super fun.
Totally.
Yes.
And
Yes.
won't
It's a
ruin my
blast.
marriage at all.
No. It'll come in on time and on budget.
Under budget, probably.
Under
That's
budget,
what I heard.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm just psyched to not feel horrible every day. But it had to happen. It had to happen.
Good. And you didn't have to move any kids or anything. So,
Yeah.
so
I didn't get a
yeah.
flat tire in the middle of the moving process.
No.
wow.
That would never happen.
They didn't bawl, I miss my home, and I shouted, "You're lucky to have a home."
Yeah. Good. It's
Everything's going swimmingly.
it sounds like an episode of television.
There you go.
We are obviously talking about currently
404.
episode 404, but I wanted to ask first right off the bat that you started writing as a playwright.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know that was the job. I went to grad school for playwriting, and my dad got his MBA, and he was like, "Well, I paid for it because I'm going to pay it back with my job." And I was like, "I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay it back. We'll see."
Yeah,
We'll see.
Playwriting for sure it would at least be a longer road
Yeah.
Possibly.
to paying
For
it
sure.
back. How did that kick things off?
Yeah, how did you segue from playwright to television writer, movie writer?
So I was living in New York, and I was hell-bent against moving to Los Angeles. But I had a play that won a national playwriting award for the best play in grad school, and they gave it a full production in Atlanta. And through that, I signed with one of the big agencies. You know, we have those. And they said to me, "Do you want to be a film and television writer?" And I said, "Sure."
Yeah. She shakes her head no.
Yeah, they're just
I guess.
Sure.
they're
That's
just
what we
handing
do?
they're handing those out.
No,
Great.
but when I was in grad school for playwriting, I always felt like I was getting told my writing was too funny and too sort of quippy. And those were this was in the early aughts. So it was like Susan Laurie Parks and Sarah Rule and these very lyrical playwrights. And my writing was always just much more naturalistic.
Okay.
So it felt like a really good transition. And then they were like, "Well, you're going to have to move to LA." And I said, "I will never move to LA." And that was 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And here we are.
It's so funny that an agent would say, "Hey, I know you like playwriting, but would you think about writing for film and television?
Yeah.
You could write screenplays too.
Maybe a screenplays? Literally anything other than plays.
Yeah.
Would you like to write anything other than plays?"
Yes.
For their 10%.
It's the monetization of art.
For their 10%.
Totally.
Yeah.
But, by the way, I had a play that was at Lincoln Center, and I sat in my house for 2 years working on it by myself. And like the amazing thing about being a television writer is you are collaborating all the time. It's like a team. And there was never more true than on This Is Us. We had a huge staff of writers, but like, I love that so much. And when I'm not in a writer's room, I'm so lonely just staring at my computer by myself.
Yeah.
Will you tell us about that process? Like, how did This Is Us come into your world and your orbit? And then subsequently, like, what was the process? Like, bring us into the writer's room. Because I think Sterling's well aware. He visited you guys quite often.
Andy, you did bring by some vegan cookies.
Yes, I did.
Or gluten-free maybe. And I still think about those cookies. So it's good for writers. Bring us.
But please, tell us how it all happened for you.
Yeah, so I had worked with Isaac and Elizabeth, our co-showrunners, before on a couple of shows, and they actually were in undergrad at the same time as in grad school at NYU. So I knew them from that.
Oh, wow.
I knew that Isaac was going to become a mogul at the age of like 19. He was already like full specs of shows, and I was just learning. But we became friends, and they asked me sort of in the middle of season 2 if I'd like to join. And I had just had my second child, so I had not watched This Is Us yet. So I sat with my 4-month-old and watched like all of the episodes.
Yeah.
Wept. And I was like, well, now I have to go write on this show, and I'm not ready to go back to work, you know? And then my first day in the writer's room was in January of 2018, and it was a couple weeks before the Super Bowl episode.
Okay.
So with the crock pot. So I just remember walking
the slow cooker.
With the slow cooker. With the slow cooker.
Sorry, the generic slow cooker.
Yeah.
So I remember I walked into the writer's room and I was the only one starting that day. And the walls were just surrounded with timelines, like all around the walls, like 1998, 2008. And I was just like, oh God, I've made a horrible mistake. I can't do this. I got to go back home. But, you pick it up really quickly. And it was really exciting to be there for the sort of excitement of the Super Bowl, and like everyone was on Twitter and, but what we did, so I came on in the middle of the second season, but we're actually almost breaking our third season. So what we would do is we basically sit down and we say, okay, what are the big storylines we want to tell for each of our main characters in the third season? And so for that season, it was, okay, like we're going to tell the story of Jack and Rebecca dating in the 1972 timeline. We're going to tell the story of Randall running for city council and maybe how that affects his marriage. We're going to tell the story of Kate and Toby trying to have a baby and going through the IVF process. And we're going to tell a story of Kevin sort of reconnecting with his father through Vietnam, so through his studies of Vietnam. So in the third season, we knew going in, okay, those are the big ideas we want to go through. And then we basically just sit there and talk. And I think that's like what the most surprising thing to anyone about a writer's room is, that like, we just sit there and talk, like, and if, Dan Fogelman and Elizabeth and Isaac are showrunners, so they ultimately make the story decisions, but everybody's throwing stuff out there. And sometimes they're not in the room. And I remember for the Vietnam year, we had Tim O'Brien, the novelist, visit us weeks. And the first morning, I think he was like stunned. He was like, how do you guys make any decisions? You just talk at each other. You just debate. But it's such a passionate group of writers. And the thing about Dan that is really great is he is always best idea wins. It's not, oh, I'm the showrunner. I say what goes. He always wants to hear everyone's viewpoint. And if there's a storyline that someone's like, hey, I don't think we should do that, because he really wants to hear it. And sometimes I think he would even he likes to poke at that part, because he likes to discover like, why don't we want to do it? I remember going into season 6, we were talking about maybe Beth having another baby as, a later in life mother. And the working moms in the room were so riled up about it. So sometimes come in and be like, so I think we're going to do that Beth storyline. And then we're all just like off to the races. So that is the really unique and cool part of the writer's room that I think 30 Rock depicts it actually pretty well.
Yeah. Sure.
Hard to know unless you're inside it.
Was there a certain idea or storyline that you personally were championing, or were any of the episodes that you ended up being assigned to? I assume that's how it gets broken down, right? Yeah. That you were, actively trying to put yourself on?
I love to write a rom-com. So anytime there was like two people meeting and just being cute with each other, like I always wanted to write that. So in this scene, it's like the record store scene with young and later, I think it's season, I don't even remember what season, but Mandy, you're doing speed dating and you meet that guy. That's one that I wrote. Yeah. So I love writing that kind of thing. And I always wanted to do that. Of course, I'm a mom, so I always wanted to do the mom stuff. I was always trying to get Randall to run more.
That was your doing.
Look how that worked out.
That tracks.
Yeah, look how that worked out.
Exactly.
It's not from running. It's not from running.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Now all of his tendons are degenerating.
I was a big champion of the Toby losing weight storyline and what that did to the marriage.
God bless you. God bless you.
I remember pitching it and we were all like, what would that look like? And we found that it just like opened up more, I think what was also so unique about this show was that because we had so many timelines, there's so many sort of mysteries that we have to unravel. So the stories just came out of that, it's like, in season 1, we said that Kevin got married at 19. Like, what happened there? You know,
better sew that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in season 4, we get to resolve that. Or like, there was a whole chunk of Kate's life in her 20s that we felt was sort of unaccounted for, because I think in the pilot, we kind of say she's just become her brother's assistant or recently. So we're like, hey, what was she doing then? And that's when the idea for her storyline with Mark came out.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's like such a cool thing about working on a show that just encompasses so much time. That's really unique to it.
Yeah. There was a brief, speaking of little storylines and little nods, we spoke to Blake Stadnick a couple of episodes ago, and he was talking about how when he first came on that there was some talk about Jack being a surfer and
instead of a musician.
Yes.
At the end, we take Baby Jack to the ocean, and we were wondering if that was maybe the beginnings of his connection to the ocean. Or
I was just looking back in the notes of season 4 and like before I spoke to you guys, and it was a total landmine of stuff that totally happened and stuff that totally didn't happen. But one of them was like, Jack's a surfer. Like, can we, in episode 401, which was the episode where we saw Jack Damon, like, can we have a surfboard in his house? Which I don't remember if we actually did.
I don't remember either.
I thought he said there was one. I think that was one of the things that came up.
Okay.
Blake was like, there was a surfboard in his apartment because,
But then there's other storylines that like totally go nowhere. Like I remember very early on in the writer's room. And again, I was like, had a new baby, was dealing with postpartum stuff. Yeah. And we were just talking about Kevin getting bricked for like the whole day. Like a brick just ripped. Falling on him from an overpass, and we were talking about what that was, having a traumatic brain injury, and like I was like, and all the people we knew that had gotten bricked, and I was just like, wait,
is this a common?
This phrase means something else in modern parlance. I don't know if you know this.
What does that
I
mean?
don't know it.
I've never heard of it.
What does getting bricked mean to you?
Does it mean getting smashed?
No. It means if a man is bricked up,
his penis is big.
He's packing.
What is it?
He's not only packing, but he is currently in a state of
arousal,
of firmness.
Okay.
Oh.
Two messes.
So when you just said it now, I was like, what happened to Kevin?
We did not talk about that story.
No, because
wait. So at some point, Kevin was gonna have a traumatic brain injury.
We talked about that. We talked. There's so much because you have this time and you're like, what would happen if?
Sure.
But Rebecca's Alzheimer's was something we talked about so much and considering, and I'm sure you know that, Mandy. Like, part of us we were just like, is it too sad? Is it going to be to watch? Is it going to be too sad? Like, we started that storyline.
Yes. The answer was a definitive yes.
I stopped watching the show after season 5. It's like sad. But so those decisions are all so I guess we decided bricked, too sad.
Alzheimer's okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But we talked about for Randall's character, like all that, so many ideas.
So many what ifs,
Yeah, so many what ifs, exactly.
Talk to me a little bit about the in the room pitching, like your ideas. For you as a writer, do you have to learn sort of non-attachment? Are you always a little sort of sad if and when your idea kind of gets shut down, or you're like, it's the way the cookie crumbles? Like, what is it like putting it out there?
It's really, you really like, if you know it's a good pitch, you like kind of sit there waiting for a lull in the conversation, to bring it up. And you're just like, and then someone else pitches something similar and you're like, damn it, Kevin Falls, why?
Yeah.
And, so because everybody, there's no raising hands, you're all sort of sitting there, you wait, and then like maybe someone makes a joke that like takes it completely off the course and you're like, but what about my pitch? But so much of learning to be a writer in a writer's room is getting really passionate about your ideas.
Yeah.
And then if the tide's not flowing that way, you're like, okay, well, I'm getting on board with this idea.
Okay, but if you know it's good, how many times will you bring it back up?
Yeah.
So that's like, so there's all these like phrases that you say in a writer's room. And one of them is not to repitch, which is like not.
But which means I'm about to repitch.
Exactly. Not to repitch my own idea, but so that's like one of the like, oh God, there they go, the same fucking thing about the brick,
Julia really wanted to hit him in the head with a brick. He's like, but listen, the brick comes flying in, not to repitch, but
my favorite
brick to brick transition, and then we have like
there you go, a brick flying through the screen, and then he goes to the next one.
Follow the brick's journey.
We open the episode with a brick flying, but we don't see where it's going, and we don't come back to the brick landing until the end of the episode.
I love when they say, all right, the bad pitch is.
Exactly.
That's my favorite one. So it takes the pressure off it having to be good from the beginning.
Like
so the bad version of this is, and then they like give this really thought out idea about what
they're like, that's not the bad version. That is your version.
One that I heard from the first time in this room was, I'm going to pitch this in duck, which is like, I'm going to pitch something that I know is going to be controversial, but
and then look out for the brick.
Like
duck
maybe
to brick,
I'm going to pitch this in duck. Maybe Randall and Beth should get divorced. Yes. Like that kind of thing.
Did anybody ever pitch that?
We weren't allowed. It wasn't allowed.
I don't think so. Let me tell you something. He told me from the beginning.
That was off the table.
He said, this is the couple that stays together.
That's what he said. Yeah. Because Jack and Rebecca had their shit, such a rough time.
Yeah.
And sorry, Toby.
Let's face it. I told everybody early on, I was like, even before I was told, I'm like, if anyone's getting divorced.
It's a matter of statistics.
You have the real look of a first.
Yeah.
You have the look of a first husband.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to take that.
Yeah, I do. Listen.
You've got real first husband energy.
Yeah. It's in my special skills on my resume.
You'd be a great co-parent.
Oh, yeah. Very reliable.
Jules has a wonderful sense of humor, right? And she's very playful by nature. So it's funny. I was in the room this one time and she was making a joke about one of the other writers. And I knew it was funny. The joke did not land with the other writer in that way. Right? And it was a moment where Dan, have you ever been around Dan when he gets uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah. How
Dan
red?
turns beet red.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just like straight out of the ground, like, oh, it's a fresh beet. His whole face is gone. And like he's the boss and like he's trying to take control. He's like, all right, guys, I'm sure nobody meant anything by it or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh, it's about to go.
So how does repair happen in those moments?
Good question.
Great question, Mandy.
Yeah, because I'm
just kidding.
Yeah, when there's conflict in a writer's room.
Sincere apology, because which I gave.
You definitely apologize.
The writer's room, it's so vulnerable, especially on a show like This Is Us. Like you're talking about the death of your parent. You're talking about your weight struggles. You're talking about so many. And I think like on a show as heavy as This Is Us, sort of the banter and the joking is a really important part of it.
Yeah.
But of course, sometimes that can cross a line. And like to me, probably wrongly, that's like where humor comes when you just like toe the line.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes you miss. And I've been in comedy writers' rooms where that has happened probably more often.
Sure.
And I think like a drama room, there is a sensitive
part. You have to learn, like, this is funny. My sister, my biological sister and I cannot joke with. My sister takes everything literally. And she's like, I see how you play with people or whatnot, and that's great for those people. She's like, but you cannot do that with me. And I have to just be like, okay.
Yes.
I mean, you just have to honor that because it never lands the way that I hope that it would. Right. And so I know why even try to enter into that foray in the first place.
Yeah.
So you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
And you probably learned from that, Sterling, and that's why you're so successful. And I'm
keep poking the bear. Yeah.
You kicked it with us. This has been a delight. Well, you'll have to come back, please, and thank you. What have you been up to since the show has been over? Where can folks catch up with you? Like, tell us what's going on post TIU.
So I wrote on the Amazon Prime series Elle, which is a prequel to Legally Blonde.
Oh, fun.
Really fun. It's Elle Woods in high school. So it's going to be really fun. And it was just so fun to take on that character.
Hell yeah.
I'm writing on another Netflix show right now, which is an adaptation of Dan Brown's newest book, the Da Vinci Code guy.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Totally different sort of road for me with Carlton Cuse.
Dude, you've been kicking it. You've been killing it.
Well, so have you guys. Come on.
We're doing all right. We're doing all
hanging
right
in
on our
there.
little podcast. Thank you for joining us, Jules.
It was so fun,
Julia.
I'm
guys.
going to hit you up about the rom-com because a good rom-com is necessary for your boy. Let's make
Okay.
it happen.
I want to do it. I'm going to close this laptop and start writing it right now.
Okay, deal. We love you. Thank you
Thanks,
for
Julia.
coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jules.
Great to see you.
Great to
Take care
see
of
you
yourself,
all.
sister.
Killer episode.
Always, bro.
Oh,
What?
I love chatting with Julia.
She's awesome.
You're welcome. That episode was great. It was.
That episode, this
I don't
episode?
like to pat ourselves on the back too much. We kind of murked that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a free show.
We also
listen to
spent
this
a
for
good
free.
20 minutes talking about Sterling's injury in the
We
beginning.
did. Thank you guys for humoring us. I appreciate
It's
that.
a little behind the scenes.
Little
IRL
BTS.
BTS.
There you go.
You know?
Wow,
Thanks.
I'm coffeeed up, guys.
You know what? We are
I am caffeinated.
amped.
Yeah.
Amped up.
Let go.
Yeah, and as a reminder that this is a free show, please support our sponsors. Like, subscribe, take
Yes.
a favorite episode. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is your favorite
It
episode
should
of
be
all
your
time.
favorite episode
Send
of
it
all
to
time.
a friend. Be like, are you listening to this show?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I still get comments from people like, wow, I didn't know you guys were doing a podcast. You guys are rewatching the show
Yeah.
We are
and
indeed.
recounting the episodes
Yeah.
for everyone. I said,
Yeah.
indeed.
And fair enough, a little bit of that is on us. We'll spread the word as best we can, but that's also on you. All right? And if you're watching,
Wow. Down the
spread
barrel.
the doggone word. If there's anybody in your life who realizes
This is us.
that this show is not happening, let them know. Support a sponsor.
Yeah.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Smash it.
Smash it.
We'll
Frick it.
Smash it. Smash it.
see you next week.
See you next week. That was us.
Boom.
Brick it.
That Was Us is filmed at Rabbit Grin Studios and produced by Rabbit Grin Productions. Music by Taylor Goldsmith and Griffin Goldsmith.
Da 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 dum, da da dum. That was us.